Okay, next, Chris Caulfield, Don't Look Down.
Hey everybody. So we are Catapult Games, and I'm Chris Caulfield, CEO, Head of Product Development at Catapult Games. We're a virtual reality game development company. Of course we are, otherwise we wouldn't be here on this fine evening. So as all of you guys who have gotten into VR gaming know, the types of games that you're getting in VR just aren't quite up to par with what you're getting not in, what am I trying to say? VR games in general, often shorter, lacking in complex mechanics, maybe not enough replay value compared to games like Skyrim, Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed, the stuff that you expect out of VR. And we think that's a problem, and we think VR gamers shouldn't have to worry about that. We noticed that ourselves when the founding of our company happened. I received a PSVR as a Christmas present. Was floored with how amazing this immersive technology is. I was inundated with all of these ideas for the games that should be being made but weren't yet being made. And like the rest of you, I was disappointed when I saw what I was in for. So we knew that we had to make something. We had what I thought was a perfect idea to remedy that sort of issue, which is our game, of course. Don't Look Down, VR climbing game inspired by classic 2D platformers like Super Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong Country, stuff like that. These games that were known for being easy to pick up and enjoyable for people of all skill levels, but having a lot of depth to them that, you know, the person who enjoys playing Dark Souls can still enjoy Super Mario Brothers and get the fun challenge at the end of it. So another big selling point, obviously, is that a lot of other existing VR climbing games out there don't do a lot with their mechanics beyond just the climbing, and that gets boring after a while. It's fun, but you can't play that for 8 hours. So we thought, we loved this movement mechanic. This is perfect for VR. It gets around the locomotion problem of walking without being more likely to cause VR sickness. So we thought combining that movement scheme with all of these classically video gamey elements, your power-ups, your bonus rooms, was the perfect fit. As far as what we're doing, I always like to mention when I'm at something like this that we aren't just three guys making a game, throwing it out on the market, seeing what happens. You know, we're putting a lot of thought and power behind this. We want to succeed. We want to make the types of games that VR gamers want but aren't getting. And along with that is business development that we do, such as getting our game into VR arcades. We're already in one in Clifton Park called Toxic VR, looking to extend to others. We are also pursuing partnerships with physical therapy clinics based on existing research suggesting therapeutic benefits for VR, such as people who are going through physical therapy. And we think that playing a fun, interactive VR climbing game would be a much more enjoyable way for someone to spend their time doing that. We also, of course, are always looking to get our game in the hands of streamers, such as those in the YouTube Let's Play community or on Twitch, just to get more general community awareness of what we are, what we're trying to do. So that up there, that's the link to our website. I mentioned that our game came out in alpha 2 or 3 weeks ago. You can get the download for free, playable on the Oculus Rift, playable on the HTC Vive. Windows mixed reality headset, probably coming in a couple months, but unfortunately not quite now for the 2% of you who probably have that. So we will very quickly show a little bit of our game, if we may. There we go. Nope. Unfortunately, to my knowledge, you can't yet run an Oculus Rift on a MacBook, but maybe that'll be coming one day. Oh, we have video output. Sweet. I was afraid we weren't going to have that. So I'll just very quickly show you off in just a minute some of the highlights of our game, because you have to see it in person, otherwise you're not going to get it. So the thing that we love about our game, and arguably its most important selling point, is this movement scheme. As you can see, it's physically immersive. You're actually moving your hands around to grab onto everything, so there's no ambiguity with what you're doing. It's very easy for people to pick up and play, because everybody understands what climbing is, you know. But then, as I mentioned, we want to be more than just the climbing. So that's why we have enemy interactions and power-ups and bonus rooms that you can explore. All that fun, classic video gamey stuff that is missing in a lot of VR games. Nothing against VR games going for realism, but sometimes I just want to grab a robot and smash it into a wall. You know what I mean? This is where we show off the skill ceiling of our game. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Yeah, that was pretty good. We like to say that our game has an approachably low skill floor, but a very engaging high skill ceiling. And as such, for the same reason that games like Super Mario Brothers were able to dominate the gaming market in the 80s and 90s, we believe that this model put straight into the VR market right now would be a perfect fit of appealing to a very wide audience without the classical problem of trying to appeal to a bunch of people and in doing so not really enticing any of them. Because, I mean, just look at it. Oh, what happened? Oh. Hardware problems notwithstanding, this is... So I think that goes to show most of the highlights of our game. We don't want to take up too much time. And of course, you will be able to play it for yourselves right after our presentation. So we are Catapult Games, and we want to help you all launch yourselves into virtual reality.